team, today we're going to work on the beginning of Word. How do you set up Word for college papers? I'm going to come over here to my Word icon and I'm going to get started. I'm going to select a blank document and here we go. One of the things I want to show you first is what happens when the toolbar hides. Click your Home menu, come over here to this small little pen, and there's your Microsoft ribbon. We're going to make ourselves a little bit bigger here. And get started. One of the things that you need to think about when you're making a college paper is APA formatting. Now, different situations may call for MLA or other Chicago or another formatting. APA is the one I'm going to show you today, but this may help for others. The first thing you need to worry about is font. The second thing you need to worry about is spacing. And the third thing you need to worry about is margins. And on top of that, you have to write your paper. So let's make it so you don't have to worry about APA formatting every time you open up Word. I'm going to go ahead and save my document so I remember exactly. Hopefully you saved your document too. Some of the things you have to think about, and the first one is font. Microsoft Office defaults to Calibre 11. However, that's not the font you want. So on this first paper, if you either highlight what you have written or go Control A, which will highlight your paper, then go to the Home tab, then go into the Font dialog box, click Calibre, and you want to change to Times New Roman. And this is the correct form for APA papers. However, 11 is not the correct size. You want to also change your font size to 12. Now, that's great, but how do we make sure it always happens? We come over here to our Font dialog box, which is this tiny little arrow, and when the Font dialog box pops up, we make sure we have Times New Roman, regular font, 12 size, and then we come way down below to Set as Default. And we click Set as Default. We don't want it just on this document. We want it on all those documents. So from now on, every time we open a Word document, we will have Times New Roman as our default font. It will type our paper in Times New Roman font style with a size 12. What else do we need to worry about? We also need to worry about spacing. APA, so we know now that font was Times New Roman 12, but we need to worry about spacing, which is double for APA. So again, I'm going to highlight my paper. You can do that with your mouse, or you can go Control A, and then I'm going to go again on the Home tab to the Paragraph panel. I'm going to click the pop-out Paragraph panel settings. Alignment left is correct, but what we want right now is line spacing. Multiple is our default. It isn't quite double spaced. What we want to pick is double. And just like before, we'll come down to Set as Default. Microsoft Office will ask us, do we only want this document? Nope, we want all our documents to be double spaced. And now we're perfect. I do want to add something. If you're getting ready to add a new paragraph, you type your line of text, and then to start a new paragraph, you just hit the Enter button. Do not hit Enter twice, and at the end of every sentence, also avoid that Enter key. Microsoft Office will wrap the text around for the next sentence for you, and there is no need for you to attempt that wrapping. Okay, so it will keep going. You just keep typing. I just wanted to mention that as we were talking about spacing. All right, now the next thing we need to think about is margins. Margins are this space on the side and the top and the bottom. They are supposed to be at 1 inch all around, top, bottom, left, and right. So to do that, I'm going to highlight my document one more time. I'm going to come to the Layout tab. And at Layout tab, I'm going to click Margins. And right now, we actually do have normal top, left, bottom, and right. And that's exactly what we want. Let's make sure that's our default. We have margins at 1 inch, top, bottom, and right. And we are going to click Set as our default. And do you want to change the default setting for page setup? Yes, we want this 1 inch all the way around. And that gets you started. Every document you open now in Word will have Times New Roman 12, double spacing, and 1 inch margins. You're set to go.